So is battery-powered hunting gear a gimmick or a game changer? I tested multiple pieces of gear from different brands to find out. Hey, this is George with the New Hunter's Guide, the YouTube channel and podcast helping new hunters get started and bringing new insights to all hunters. Today, I want to talk to you about battery-powered hunting gear. I'm going to do two big things. Number one, I'm going to show you some of the different pieces of gear that I've been testing over the last season, different brands, not sponsored. And then I'm going to talk about this kind of gear as a whole. Is it realistic and is it worth it? All right, let's jump in. Now, I've been following the battery-powered hunting gear scene for a few years now. This stuff is not new, but rechargeable lithium-ion batteries have finally made it practical for many different kinds of gear and hunting scenarios. So people have been using stuff like this for a while, but now it's something that really is reasonable and cost-effective. And at first, I really had no interest in this kind of gear whatsoever. But the last couple seasons, it's really kind of grown on me. And this past season, I decided, all right, you know what? I needed to try this stuff. I needed to test a couple different pieces. So I tested a soft shell jacket, a vest, and some socks. And I want to tell you guys today just a little bit about these individual pieces. This is not a review, but I need to show you just a little bit about how this kind of stuff works in order to talk about the gear as a whole and whether or not these are the kinds of things that average hunters should be thinking about. So first things first, and that is jackets. So I've been using this Dubu soft shell jacket here for the past season. It's got a hood. This thing works pretty well. It is windproof, very water resistant. I have hunted with it in the rain. Now, not all day driving rain, but I have been out with it in the rain and stayed dry. And you think, wow, really? Battery powered jacket and you're hunting with it in the rain? Well, it's waterproof. They show videos on their website of dunking it in water and it still works just fine. They say that it's safe to do. Just I would not go in the water with it unless you take the battery out. You can wash this thing, but I would not walk into the water if you're wearing waders or duck hunting or whatever it might be while you still have the battery in it. Definitely take it out. But the way this stuff works is it's got heating elements in the chest, in the back, and in the forearms. And really, I was quite surprised by the ones in the forearms. I didn't really think those are going to be as handy as they are. The way this thing works is you put it on and you've got these rechargeable batteries. This one has a battery pack on the inside, a little pouch with a zipper. You put this little rechargeable, I think it's a 10,000 milliamp battery. You plug it in, you activate the battery. It's very important. You push the button and the battery stays active for 12 hours. And that way that if you don't use it for a while, that shuts off the battery so it doesn't drain just being connected. And I found that when I wear this thing to work, I can go for weeks without needing to recharge it. However, it's not like when you're using it in the field. Now to turn it on, you've got this button in the front. It kind of looks like a badge. You just hold it in and then boom, it turns right on to hot. You tap it again, it goes to medium. You tap it again, it goes to cool, and then it repeats. So it just fires right up like that. And this thing heats up quickly. Within a couple minutes, it's at maximum heat. And actually, the way they have it designed, when you first turn it on, it will automatically cycle to medium after a few minutes once it heats up in order to conserve battery power. But you just tap it 2 more times and you go right back to high, and you can keep it on high as long as you want. And so what happens with this jacket is I find that whenever you get to the stand or to your blind or wherever you're going, you got this thing on, you're going to be hot walking in. That's just the way it is. Once you get there, you're usually hot. You sit down, you stop sweating, you eventually start to cool down, and then fire this thing up. And the next piece of gear that I've been using is this heated vest here from Go Hunt Vest. Similar to the jacket, it's got this really nice soft lining. You know, very nice, very warm in and of itself. Real similar system. You push that button on the front, hold it in, and goes on. Hit it again, goes to medium. Hit it again, goes to low. This one has the battery pack in the front pocket. You take it out. This one's nice because it's got interchangeable battery packs. You can use any power bank that you would use for your cell phone. So I got this one with a 10,000 milliamp one, but I've also got ones that are 20,000 and 30,000 milliamps. Just depends on how heavy you want that battery to be when when you're walking into the woods. But if you want something that'll last forever, you can put as much battery power in this thing as you want. Now, this vest has heating elements in the front, and it's also got two in the back, one in the upper back and one in the lower back. It works really nice. It also has these zippered gussets on the sides, so you can expand this thing to multiple different levels. So if you want to wear it over top of a coat or even over top of a parka, you can expand it to make it fit just about anything. I personally like to wear it under my coat because I think I can keep all of that heat inside of my ecosystem there, and I think it works really good for stuff like that. Next piece up here, the battery powered socks. These ones also from Go Hunt Vest. They have their own rechargeable battery pack. 3 settings again, you plug it in, hold it in, it goes to high, medium, and then low. And they have this little pocket on the inside of the sock that you can tuck them into, and then you put your socks on. These things can work really good for deer hunting or anything else that you're hunting dry. I do a lot of waterfowl hunting, and I wish I could use battery powered socks for waterfowl hunting. I would use them all the time. But there's no way to get the batteries out of them when you got waders on before you go into the water. It's just not safe, because if you go in and there's a leak or you fall in, the first thing getting wet and staying wet is going to be your feet, and that just would not be safe to do. So how have I been hunting with this kind of gear? Well, 3 main ways. But first, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to help this video reach more people. This is not sponsored by any of these pieces of gear, any of these brands. I will put links to them down below though if you want to check them out. But hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe if you like videos like this, field tests and kicking the tires on assumptions. This is a good channel for you. And then the 3 ways that I like to hunt with this gear that I've been doing it is number 1, waterfowl hunting. Yes, that's right. I like to hunt waterfowl with this stuff because it can get really cold in waterfowl hunting, especially those early mornings when you're out there way before dawn. All I do is I take the batteries out before I go in the water, and then they're perfectly safe. You can get them wet. It's not going to damage them. You just take the batteries out or just throw the jacket aside. Number 2 way, deer hunting. That's probably the number 1 thing that you might want to use gear like this for, because you're just going to be sitting still for a long period of time. Number 3 way that I've been using it has been pheasant hunting. You think hunting pheasants? I've been out pheasant hunting on some really cold mornings. But how does this kind of stuff work overall? How's it work in the field itself? Well, there's pros and there are cons. So when does this stuff work the best? I found 2 major applications. So we'll start with something like the jacket from Dubu. I put this thing on. It is windproof and waterproof, right? So I can wear it in all kinds of conditions, but it has limitations. It's not highly insulated, and I can only fit so many layers under it. So I could wear a heavy base layer and a nice mid layer, but that's it. I can't really do any more than that under the jacket, and because it's not heavily insulated, it's not going to be good for ultra cold days, even though it's battery powered. And guys, there's all kinds of jackets out there. I've seen a lot of them. Same with vests, same with socks. They're all very similar. They've got very similar properties. And so what I'm telling you in this video should be applicable to pretty much anything that you're testing or using. And so I found that a jacket is really only good maybe down to about the freezing mark, about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Any colder than that, and I just don't feel comfortable in it. It's just not enough insulation, doesn't have enough room for more layers under it. But where it works really nicely is on days where you're doing different kind of hunting. So maybe you're gonna sit in the morning for a while, and then you're gonna walk. You're gonna still hunt for a while. So you're gonna be cold in the morning, you're gonna be hot while you're walking, and then maybe you're gonna settle down in the afternoon in a stand again. So the jacket is really nice because you can turn it on, and it's like you just added another layer's worth of warmth to you. All right, so you get into the stand, you fire this thing up, you're sitting there, it helps you stay warm, then you get up to take your walk, you turn it off, and that way you cool down a little bit while you're walking, it's not as hot, and then once you finally settle in for the afternoon, starts to get cold again, boom, you turn this thing right back on, and it helps give you extra warmth for the evening hunt. The other place this thing works really good, both of these pieces of gear, is on days where you've got high temperature changes. So you might go in, it's 30 degrees in the morning, but it's gonna be 60 degrees at noon. That's a huge jump. And you don't wanna wear too many layers because then you'll be overheating by noon. It's hard to manage that. So you got something like the vest or the jacket, you can turn it on early in the morning, and then as the day heats up, you can turn it off while you're sitting there. So it works good in those kind of places. But what are realistic expectations for this kind of gear? Well, guys, here I have to warn warn you, this stuff is not magic. All right, if you are freezing cold and you turn this vest or jacket on or whatever the case may be, it is not going to save you. It is not going to bring you back from the brink. It is just not that powerful. You got to think about it. These are rechargeable batteries. All right, now if you plug a heated blanket into a 120 volt wall outlet, it can create a lot of heat that can warm you up and bring you back from being freezing. But a battery powered jacket or vest doesn't have that kind of power. It just cannot put out enough BTUs. You can feel the heat. You can feel it on your body. You can feel it in your back. You can feel it on your arms. You can feel it on your feet. It is a noticeable difference, but it's not enough to thaw you out and bring you back from freezing while you're sitting there. If you wait that long, sure, it'll be better than not having it, but it's not going to do it. Where I have found this stuff to be practically effective is in keeping you from getting cold. So you go in the morning or you go in for an evening sit, whatever the case may be. As soon as you get there and you start to cool down within the first half hour of getting there, that's when I turn this thing on. And I'll turn it on high or turn it on medium and just use it to help me keep from getting cold. So if you go into a stand and it's 15 degrees with big winds and you would start to freeze out after 2, 3, 4 hours, you put this thing on, it can help you last maybe 4, 5, 6 hours before you start to freeze out. It extends your comfort level, extends the amount of time you're able to hunt before you get cold. And that is the practical use that I found for this stuff. Is it really worth it? I'm gonna say yes. Is it magical and gonna be a total game changer for you? I'm gonna say probably not. It is a nice tool, and these things have earned their place in my gear lineup for different kinds of hunts on different days, but they're not magical. They're not a game changer, but they are a game helper. So I've found that if you use powered hunting gear, it can absolutely help you. It can help you to hunt longer. It can help you to hunt more comfortable. You just have to have realistic expectations. Now, the next thing you guys need to do is click on this video right here where I took some of the best base layers I could find, did actual experiments to figure out which ones perform the best under different kinds of conditions. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Till next time, God bless you and go get them in the woods.